oil exploration contract was signed which guaranteed royalty rights for Dubai and concessionary payments to Sheikh Zayed bin Maktoum. However, due to World War II, oil would not be struck until 1966. 32, 36, 37 In the early days since its inception, Dubai was constantly at odds with Abu Dhabi. In 1947, a border dispute between Dubai and Abu Dhabi in the northern sector of their mutual border escalated into war. 41. Arbitration by the British government resulted in a cessation of hostilities. 42. The Al Raz district in Deira and Dubai Creek in the mid-1960s. Despite a lack of oil, Dubai's ruler from 1958, Sheikh Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum, used revenue from trading activities to build infrastructure. Private companies were established to build and operate infrastructure, including electricity, telephone services and both the ports and airport operators. 43. An airport of sorts, a runway built on salt flats, was established in Dubai in the 1950s and, in 1959, the Emirates' first hotel, the Airlines Hotel, was constructed. This was followed by the Ambassador and Carlton Hotels in 1968. 44. Sheikh Rashid commissioned John Harris from Halcrow, a British architecture firm, to create the city's first master plan in 1959. Harris imagined a Dubai that would rise from the historic centre on Dubai Creek, with an extensive road system, organized zones, and a town centre, all of which could feasibly be built with the limited financial resources at the time. 45. 1959 saw the establishment of Dubai's first telephone company, 51% owned by IAL, International Air Radio Limited, and 49% by Sheikh Rashid and local businessmen, and in 1961 both electricity company and telephone company had rolled out operational networks. 46. Future Company, Sheikh Rashid was chairman and majority shareholder, constructed a pipeline from wells at Ur and a series of storage tanks, and, by 1968, Dubai had a reliable supply of piped water. 46. On the 7th of April, 1961, the Dubai-based MV Dara, a 5,000-ton British-flagged vessel that plied the route between Basra, Iraq, Kuwait and Bombay, India, was caught in unusually high winds off Dubai. Early the next morning, in heavy seas off Al Quwain, an explosion tore out the second-class cabins and started fires. The captain gave the order to abandon ship, but 2 lifeboats capsized and a second explosion occurred. A flotilla of small boats from Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman and Al Quwain picked up survivors, but 238 of the 819 persons on board were lost in the disaster. 47. The construction of Dubai's first airport was started on the northern edge of the town in 1959, and the terminal building opened for business in September 1960. The airport was initially serviced by Gulf Aviation, Flying Dakotas, Herons and Viscounts, but Iran Air commenced services to Shiraz in 1961. 46. In 1962 the British political agent noted that many new houses and blocks of offices and flats are being built. The ruler I determined, against advice from the British authorities, to press on with the construction of a jet airport. More and more European and Arab firms are opening up and the future looks bright. 44. In 1962, with expenditure on infrastructure projects already approaching levels some thought imprudent, Sheikh Rashid approached his brother-in-law, the ruler of Qatar, for a loan to build the first bridge crossing Dubai's Creek. This crossing was finished in May 1963 and was paid for by a toll levied on the crossing from the Dubai side of the creek to the Deira side. 43. Bork was originally reluctant to start regular flights between Bombay and Dubai, fearing a lack of demand for seats. However, By the time the asphalt runway of Dubai Airport was constructed in 1965, opening Dubai to both regional and long-haul traffic, a number of foreign airlines were competing for landing rights. 43. In 1970 a new airport terminal building was constructed which included Dubai's first duty-free shops. 48. Throughout the 1960s Dubai was the center of a lively gold trade, with 1968 imports of gold at some £56 million. This gold was, in the vast majority, re-exported mainly to customers who took delivery in international waters off India. The import of gold to India had been banned and so the trade was characterized as smuggling, although Dubai's merchants were quick to point out that they were making legal deliveries of gold and that it was up to the customer where they took it. 49. In 1966, more gold was shipped from London to Dubai than almost anywhere else in the world. Only France and Switzerland took more, at 4 million ounces. Dubai also took delivery of over $15 million worth of watches and over 5 million ounces of silver. The 1967 price of gold was $35 an ounce, but its market price in India was $68 an ounce, a healthy markup. Estimates at the time put the volume of gold imports from Dubai to India at around 75% of the total market. 50. Oil era. View of Business Bay. After years of exploration following large finds in neighboring Abu Dhabi, oil was eventually discovered in territorial waters off Dubai in 1966, albeit in far smaller quantities. The first field was named Fate or Good Fortune. This led to an acceleration of Sheikh Rashid's infrastructure development plans and a construction boom that brought a massive influx of foreign workers, mainly Asians and Middle Easterners. Between 1968 and 1975 the city's population grew by over 300%. 51. As part of the infrastructure for pumping and transporting oil from the Fateh field located offshore of the Jebel Ali area of Dubai, two 500,000-gallon storage tanks were built, known locally as two Kazans. 52. By welding them together on the beach and then digging them out and floating them to drop onto the seabed at the Fateh field. These were constructed by the Chicago Bridge and Iron Company, which gave the beach its local name, Chicago Beach, which was transferred to the Chicago Beach Hotel, which was demolished and replaced by the Jumeirah Beach Hotel in the late 1990s. The Kazans were an innovative oil storage solution which meant supertankers could moor offshore even in bad weather and avoided the need to pipe oil onshore from Fateh, which is some 60 miles out to sea. 53. Dubai had already embarked on a period of infrastructural development and expansion. Oil revenue, flowing from 1969 onwards, supported a period of growth, with Sheikh Rashid embarking on a policy of building infrastructure and a diversified trading economy before the Emirates' limited reserves were depleted. Oil accounted for 24% of GDP in 1990, but had reduced to 7% of GDP by 2004. 14. Critically, one of the first major projects Sheikh Rashid embarked upon when oil revenue started to flow was the construction of Port Rashid, a deep-water free port constructed by British company Halcro. Originally intended to be a 4-berth port, it was extended to 16 berths as construction was ongoing. The project was an outstanding success, with shipping queuing to access the new facilities. The port was inaugurated on the 5th of October, 1972, although its berths were each pressed into use as soon as hay had been built. Port Rashid was to be further expanded in 1975 to add a further 35 berths before the larger port of Jebel Ali was constructed. 14. Port Rashid was the first of a swath of projects designed to create a modern trading infrastructure, including roads, bridges, schools and hospitals. 54. Reaching the UAE's Act of Union. a debater in a meeting with Sheikhs Rashid Al Maktoum, Mohammed Al Maktoum and Maktoum Al Maktoum in Dubai, 1968. Dubai and the other Trucial states had long been a British protectorate where the British government took care of foreign policy and defense, as well as arbitrating between the rulers of the Eastern Gulf. The result of a treaty signed in 1892 named the Exclusive Agreement. This was to change with PM Harold Wilson's announcement on the 16th of January, 1968, that all British troops were to be withdrawn from east of Aden. The decision was to pitch the coastal Emirates, together with Qatar and Bahrain, into FID negotiations to fill the political vacuum that the British withdrawal would leave behind. 55. The principle of union was first agreed upon between the ruler of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, and Sheikh Rashid of Dubai on the 18th of February 1968, meeting in an encampment at Agu Al Sedara, near Al Samai, a desert stop.
Yes. So we just continue. Computer's rebooting. This computer is more than 5 years old, from spring 2018. But I have this debt 7.5 years, $1,000 to my $1,000 every month. I had a small saving, $1,000, but then I did buy some steam engines. I did spend $700 to buy old steam. This is 50 years old. That's tablets for steam engines. That's special water, low on calcium. That's some toys. That's garden railway. I like to have a garden railway with a steam engine. I'd like to have that in the future. This size called track DG. But let's log in again. We just start again. But I just made a final payment. I made a final payment to one of my loans. So I have a little bit money next month. But that's only $200. But I have spent one of my credit cards I have used to pay another payment to another credit cards. So I need to use this $200 to pay the other credit cards. So actually I not really have any more money. Because the last 2 years I have used one of my MasterCard credit to pay another shopping credit. Like $200 to $150 every month, so $200. So, but now I paid with my pension money. So not really, but my debt will go down. But I have another loan. I make a final payment next month. So some new will happen, but it will take many months. So that I maybe not buy a new computer this year. I will have to, of course I need to get my tiny saving. I need to get it up. Because I spent most of my money to buy some old steam engines. Old toy steam engines. Spent 4,000 Danish kroner, that's 8,000. But I should maybe have buy a cheap gamer computer, but I did not do that because I did not plan to spend $700 on toy steam engines. That was a kind of mistake, so just try to open everything again. No, I did not plan, I did not, because I did buy two wrong models. I need a steam engine with a water pump so that can run for like many hours, because I'm trying to make a steam engine as a electric power generator.